This is the Mandalorian's Explosion X After Show, breaking down, discussing, and reviewing each and every episode of the Disney Plus original Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. My name's John Blight. Joining me for the first time in 3 years, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here. Has it really been 3 years?
Season 2 was 2020, so yeah.
Was it?
Yep.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it ended in December 2020, I'm telling you. And then we had the Book of Boba Fett, and then, you know, that was basically season 2.5, and you're going to tell me, you're going to turn around and second be like, holy shit, you were right. Watch, everyone listen to his reaction. What are you going to say, Ash? Ready? Google it. Hit the enter. What's Google say?
Holy shit, you're right.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean, it's 2.5 years, but yeah.
Yeah, look, 2.5. You want to get semantics,
yeah.
But if you go off the year, if you get the months, it's 3. Right?
Listen, Dylan, time is just like completely shot for me. Because apparently the first 2 seasons take place over several years.
Yep.
So, and there's been like several years since we've last seen them.
Yep.
That have taken place. Even before the Book of Boba Fett, apparently between Mandalorian season 2 and the Book of Boba Fett was 2 years. And now I don't understand time
This
anymore.
interview with Jon Favreau that dropped just prior to the episode premiering did my head in.
Listen, the only explanation is somebody screwed up the transcript.
I'm like, why are they suddenly? Why they like? Is there a reason? Is there like a story reason they suddenly need this to be years?
So
later?
Navarro, it makes sense. Navarro is a giant city now.
I guess so, but it was still just weird. To like, because in my mind, I'm like, how long does the Mandalorian season 1 take place? I'm like, I don't know, 8 weeks. You know, like it's definitely. Yeah.
How long doesn't seem like they're spending forever together?
No, it seems like literally a few weeks. Like it's crazy. Anyway, this week, so we're back for season 3. If you start this episode and you're confused, don't worry. You had to watch the Book of Boba Fett. Chapter 17.
How many people do you think didn't know they had to watch the Book of Boba Fett?
I'm going to assume there's a very small amount, solely because
everybody told them.
Yeah, and like most people watching these Star Wars shows are going to watch them all, right? Well, at least the live action ones.
They assume so, yeah.
Yeah, I assume that.
Really, during the recap, there should have been like a thing saying, "Stop! You need to watch the Book of Boba Fett."
Yeah,
you should have read their Disney Plus watch history if they haven't watched the Book of Boba Fett.
That'd be funny. Actually, I didn't watch the previously on.
Loaded.
Did it recap that stuff from the Book of Boba Fett?
Do you know what it opened with?
Well, it opened the IG-11 thing. I saw that. And I saw that and clicked skip straight.
It did not show anything from Book of Boba Fett.
So it just showed you IG-11.
No, it did. It showed his conversation with the armorer in the underground under the space station where they were at for some reason.
Yeah, it doesn't explain like why Grogu's back.
No, there was no Luke Skywalker or anything.
You know the other wild thing from that Jon Favreau interview? He's like, "Oh yeah, Grogu was with Luke for 2 years."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's 2 years between the end of Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett.
Yep.
So as many people have been pointing out, what the hell were Boba Fett and Fennec doing for 2 years?
I don't know. I hate. It's still in my head. I hate it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I really don't like it. This episode, chapter 17. The Apostate, directed by Rick Famuyiwa. Is that how I can't remember how we say it.
It's been a while since we said the name.
It's been a while, yeah, sorry. Who's I believe now like an executive producer, and that's why he's directing like
he should be.
More
I think he's directing the finale as well.
So I think he's like a full on board executive producer for season 3. Written by Jon Favreau. I'm not bothering the synopsises anymore because they just drive me up the wall, to be honest.
But the Mandalorian. No, I couldn't remember off the top of my head.
The Mandalorian seeks out a question to his life. It's
like bullshit. Pretty basic.
Yeah, it's sucking. But here's the synopsis: The Mandalorian seeks redemption from his cult for some reason and decides that he needs to find a way to get to Mandalore's salt mines or whatever and bathe in them to redeem himself. There you go. That's the synopsis. So this episode is, Mando stops by and sees his old friends. Then he stops by and sees, well, not really his friends, his old Christian buddies. And then he goes and sees Carl Weathers. And then decides that he needs to revive IG-11 for some reason. And then has a space battle with some pirates and then goes and visits a Mandalorian castle in the middle of butt fuck nowhere. That's what happens to this episode. So, Ash, what did you think of the season premiere, season 3, Mandalorian?
Yeah, there was a lot there. A lot of kind of ill-fitting elements. I feel like I enjoyed most of the episode. I think it was the Bo-Katan stuff. I don't know, that was weird. Why he feels the need to revive IG, I'm not exactly sure, other than, hey, let's get Taika back in this show. But, we got the Boba Frick aliens. So, I mean, that made it all worth, that whole storyline worth it, so.
Hey.
Hey, what do you want? Come on, how comedic is it when they tell the Mando exactly what they want and Carl Weathers feels he needs to translate?
Here's where in the time since this show's coming out, there was the time between season 2 and this season, just to put where my mind's at, I've had not only the Book of Boba Fett, which is bad.
Yep.
To put
arguably the worst
Star Wars Disney Plus series. We've also had stuff like Obi-Wan, which is somewhere in the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
But we've also had Andor, which is the best. So
Explosion Network's best TV show of 2022.
Yeah. My tastemakers, my caliber, Ash, is a little bit more refined for what I want out of a Star Wars Disney Plus series, I feel. And this is, I'm slowly and more realizing that the way Jon Favreau writes these things is they're just written like comic books. I feel like you could almost just like, you can almost pitch them panel by panel. Like the dialogue even matches that of a comic book quite often because it's more snappy, sharp. Like, it doesn't really make sense, but if you was reading it in a comic book, it would make, it'd be enough. It'd be enough. It would make more sense. And the way everything unfolds.
You have the captions that will explain what's happening.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking this episode. I was like, this very, very comic booky the way everything sort of plays out. But I enjoyed having Grogu and Mando back together because there is like that adorable nature, of course, of Grogu. That's inescapable, of course. In all aspects. Him cuddling up to Din,
to Mando on the ship.
Mando when he's in the ship
for his tunnel, I guess.
For his tunnel, yeah. I don't know how that works out, but to him attacking, trying to hug, kill Babu Frick's cousin or whatever.
It's funny because he's bigger than them and he's been littler than everybody.
He's like, sorry, as a kid. He's like 100 something years old. Whatever's going on there, to the one, and look, I don't dislike this episode. I think it's just an average episode in Mandalorian, which is disappointing because it's the premiere, right? I feel like that's the annoying thing. Premiere. You come in the premiere, you want something big, you want something like to get you excited. I'm just like, it was fine. Like, it was fine. There was one moment amongst everything here that gave me like some sense of joy. Do you want to try and guess what it is?
Was it the opening? Oh no, was it the space whales?
Correct.
In hyperspace?
It was the Purgils in hyperspace, space whales.
Yeah.
How cool!
You know what was happening? Do you know why I was looking at the space whales? Because Because Ezra's there. He can sense the Force.
I don't know. So, Ezra stuff aside, I don't really care. Like, Space Whales leading to Ezra is like, I don't need that to happen. It was just something about having the show slow down. Like, it's these moments where I can enjoy, and it's at these times I'm like, that's a Filoni bit. That is not a Favreau bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's Grogu connecting with the Force during deep hyperspace and being able to see the Purgils, however you say them, the space whales, which are something from Star Wars Rebels, these hyperspace traveling beings that are like very interconnected to the Force, and the way just a moment of Grogu staring out at them and very obviously connected to them and feeling one with the Force with them, that's the shit. That's what I want. Now, do I need and then after that we get to I'll say some of the things. The pirate stuff was fun too. I like the design of the captain. The
Moss face dude?
Moss face dude? He was cool design and all that. Like, I got nothing too bad going on there, but like, that was fun enough and whatever. Like, nice to see some. But the whole bringing IG-11 back, I was like, why? Like, why?
Didn't he interact with any droids after that he was cool with?
I'm pretty sure he would have. Also, he's like, this is the only droid I'm cool with. The one that was originally trying to kill Grogu.
Yep. And the one that you miraculously bring back to life and then proceeds to try and kill Grogu.
Yeah, again. So I'm just like, yeah, I kind of, are we just bringing it back to have Taika back? Like, is it just like a fun little, is that fun?
I think it's weird that they've got him immortalized as a statue.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. Yeah.
It's also surprising there's that much of him left, because I'm pretty sure the bomb was pretty prominent in his chest.
Yeah.
In my mind, all of him would be blown up.
Yeah. No, apparently only like 20% of him got blown up. The rest survived. It's all good.
Yeah, great.
It's all good. But yeah, Mando's whole thing of like, I need to go to Mandalore and I need a droid to help me. So I'm going to need a droid that I can trust. So I'm going to go get IG-11 back, a droid that I'm not even sure survived at all, but I'm going to travel all the way to this planet and presume that there's parts of him there that I can revive. I'm just like, this. The more you think about it, the more you're like, this doesn't
kind of weird.
Sense. It doesn't really make any sense at all. Like, in what part of his whole plan does he go, well, yeah, there's definitely going to be enough of him surviving from that fucking massive bomb. like it doesn't make any sense at all. It's
lucky they kept him and, didn't throw him out,
That's sort of annoying me. So, Purgil's highlighted episode, worst part of the episode, this whole IG-11 nonsense. So that's where I sort of place the things. Seeing Grief Karga as the High Marshal was fun. Getting his little
Marshal.
Yeah, getting to see these little robots carry around his cape the entire time. I thought was quite cool. Funny. Yeah. I thought that was a cool little detail. Seeing that he can still shoot was fun, He wins the draw.
Yeah.
Grief
I enjoy him trying to recruit the Mando to be the
new show.
The Marshal.
I like where they're like, yeah, and he's like, what happened to Marshal June? And they're like, oh, Marshal June just got a long lost family member.
Got recruited.
She got killed on her way to a long lost planet and something. Oh, forget about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to Giddies?
Yeah. Oh, something. Forget about him too. It's fine. Those people are gone. By the way, it's been like 2 years.
It's been 2 years. Who knows where they are now? And him trying to like sell him land, like he's trying to sell him a timeshare or something.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if you invest now, and you get this seaside like section,
could be worth millions.
Live off the land forever.
Yeah. It's funny because when he gets there, he's trying to like basically be like, become a farmer, and then 10 minutes later, he's like, become a policeman.
Just trying to figure out how to keep him around.
Yeah.
Didn't know which job would suit him.
Which job would take up his fancy the most. I really enjoyed the look of the new look though. Got lots of color in the locations, lot less deserty feeling, which is good.
Amazing what civilization will do.
Yeah, well, let's
get rid of that desert
feeling. Even the pirates having like some color in those characters, Greenbeard and stuff.
Why did they want to go into the school? Just go drink somewhere else.
They used to drink there. They want to drink there. So, but
I do appreciate. I think that the pirates were solely introduced so they could show off his new ship in a space dogfight.
I mean, it was a pretty cool dogfight. So.
Yeah,
got to show.
The Naboo fighter.
He's had that ship for 2 years, by the way.
No, not necessarily, because it's, he only got at the very end of, the 2-year gap of him training with Luke. So
I'm telling you right now, Wikipedia or whoever thought they had the timeline set, and Jon Favreau dropped this interview, and someone's at home going, "You fucking motherfucker!"
Like a bunch of people had the Book of Boba Fett timeline, mapped out.
Like we got it.
Grenade.
God damn it!
I tell you what, the ship, when he's revving up the ship about to go off, I'm like, Mando's kind of a diesel, isn't he?
Yeah, it's funny. Well, I forgot that is what it sounds like when he picks it up in the Book of Boba Fett. It has this whole big diesel sounding thing to it. So, what do you think of the fake out at the beginning? So they obviously
think it was a flashback.
Yeah. So it's obviously tell me you can tell me, but surely you're supposed to take that as a flashback.
Yeah, because the last time we saw the armor, she was on a freaking space station by herself and one other dude, because apparently they've been separated from everybody. But now she's got a giant congregation of Mandalorians all over. Yeah. They're inducting a bunch of new younglings into the
one that could look
ways of the
exactly
Mandalorian.
Like Din.
He was pretty white.
Could look like somewhat like Din.
I mean, if you didn't see the episode where Pedro Pascal's under the mask, maybe.
And then that giant crocodile thing comes out of the water.
What is it?
That's a mad thing. You got a name for it?
No.
I don't have a name for it other than fucking get the hell out of the water.com.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a freaking giant crocodile.
That thing was bigger than the thing that attacked the Fellowship when they were trying to get into bloody Helm's Deep. Into the fucking caves of Mines of Mordor. Yeah.
No, that's completely definitely not Mines of Mordor.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't expect it. This is weird. Why would you be doing the ceremony if you knew there were giant creatures like that around?
Yeah.
So
this is why you definitely ate at least
4 or 5.
Yeah. This is why you have a lifeguard. You have someone on lookout. This is why these people exist. This is why these people have jobs. They look out for these things. And this is what happens.
Yeah. Lucky the Mando came in and blew its stomach out of its side.
They were fucked. If it wasn't him,
they were fucked. Trying
That's
everything.
What I think so. Also, I'm pretty sure.
I'm disappointed. I thought she was going to use the hammer and
Yeah, I thought the armor was about to go off. I was like, here we go. We're about to see the armor kick some ass.
You see why she's in charge.
Yeah, about to see it run up the side of that thing and
take out its eyes.
Take out it. Yeah, just mess it up real good.
Yeah.
No, Mando save. It's fine. But it is weird seeing so last time we see there's one person with her, right?
Yeah.
Who didn't fight. And now she's got all these people, including new younglings that they're indoctrinating.
A completely different place. Yeah.
Yeah. Into their little cult. But the thing I found the weirdest from the outset is, coming into the season, I'm like, we know the storyline is they're going to go to Mandalore because all the trailers have had Bo-Katan and all these sorts of things. But I found it weird that from the first 5 minutes, it's just him being like, yeah, I want to make up. I want to redeem myself. Why do you care, dude? I thought, and maybe I have to go back. I don't really want to be honest. I'm not going to. But if I went back and watched the last few episodes with him between season 2 and then him in the Book of that, I thought his arc had been that he realized that his group was wrong. I thought that was a thing.
But Dylan, he's had 2 years to stew on that decision. He has had 2 years to regret that and go, fuck, I shouldn't take my helmet off. 2 years he's been living in sin, Dylan.
2 years.
He needs to repent.
2 years the armor has been sitting there going, took your fucking helmet off. You fucked up. Like, can I come home yet, Mum? Nah. You took your helmet off. No one can see you.
Do not take our helmets off for anybody.
Take your helmets off.
Keep it nice, tucked away.
Yeah. But that's what I found it very weird. I was like, why do we care? Like, why does he suddenly care? I thought he didn't care. I thought the whole thing was he'd moved on. Like, I thought he was realizing there's more ways to be a Mandalorian than following his weird cult Mandalorian people. You know? I thought that was the whole thing. Now we're back to, I want redemption. And cleansed of my sins.
Heaps of people relapse back into religion, so.
Is that what you call it when you get back into religion? Like relapsing back into religion? I've never heard it described that way, but
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
And then Bo-Katan at the end, very sad. She's just a big old depressed Bo-Katan, isn't she? Is that what she does all day? You reckon? Just sit there on that little chair?
Just sit there on that chair waiting for people to show up. And
like,
everybody left me.
Yeah. So I mean, it's that whole thing. Talking about Lord of the Rings, it's that whole thing. Whenever they walk into a room, and it's like any sort of like kings and queens thing. Like there's just a dude sitting on a crowd, like sitting in a chair at the end of a very long corridor. It's like, why were you there? What do you do? Is this what you do all day? You just sit on that chair?
Nah, she was probably like in her bed, like right before that.
Yeah. And
then they saw the sensors that his ship was coming
down. Yeah.
So I got to go up to the chair.
She's like,
got to make presentable.
Yeah.
I just want to get back in my sweatpants and eat ice cream.
That's what she was doing. She was just watching like sad movies upstairs.
Yeah.
She's just like, you still got the Darksaber? Yep. Cool. Well, I guess you can lead them all then. All right, whatever. Fuck you then.
Yeah. How about you just go to that planet where you'll die because it's all poison?
I can't remember who I saw tweet this last week or a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was James Woods. Could have been James Woods. Sounds like something he'll tweet. But it was like about like if they're gonna make her the villain, which is very weird. I definitely don't want her to come off as the villain. I don't want them to be villainizing her.
To prop up.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian.
You know they're gonna eventually fight. I just hope it's more of a like from an honorable perspective sort of fight. I don't know. Like I don't want her becoming this scorned villain route thing to.
Yeah.
I want an arc where she comes out as the hero. So I just feel I'm going to be very disappointed if that's any sort of idea of a direction that we're going in for this at all, to be completely honest.
So be clear, what exactly happened to Mandalore?
So there was a big war. In Rebels, they cover the Mandalorian War, and then the Empire takes over it, and there's a whole bunch in between that I don't think they've ever covered. But the implication's always been that between the mass amount of fighting and everything else that was done there, that the planet was just basically destroyed and become uninhabitable because of like just
it dropped off a bunch
reasons.
Of nukes
Stuff like that. Imagine taking a real world example of like nuclear bomb explosion and radiation and like it just
whole planet's Chernobyl.
Basically, I guess. I guess that's the easiest way. The whole planet's Chernobyl. So that's the whole planet's Chernobyl, so they say. Now he's gonna go there and find out if it's poisonous or not. So that's what
I feel like if you're doing that, you should maybe get like a specialized droid that like can sense if it's poisonous or not. Not just some random bounty hunter droid that you met one time.
He needs the one he can trust. The only one.
I only trusted him for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was enough.
It was like for one boat ride.
Nah, it's enough. That's the most trust he's ever put in a droid. So, yeah, very good. Anything else before wrap up for this week's first episode?
No, Grogu very cute throughout the episode again. Whether he's spinning in chairs constantly. I assume he's using his force powers to make sure he keeps going around.
Yeah, that's how. Sure. I'm pretty sure that's how I took it too. Yeah, like he's not spinning himself with the legs. He can't reach the fucking floor.
No, I was thinking, well, he could just be momentum.
No. He's spinning himself with the force. I just like that
spinning.
He did 2 years.
He's just very well greased.
We've now been told he did 2 years of training for Luke. And what he can do is spin himself around the chair of the force and also just grab lollies off a desk.
Yeah, I mean, that makes the most sense.
Yeah, so for him it does, definitely.
Yeah. I look forward to that shot of him hugging whatever the aliens are called constantly. On Twitter and stuff. Boba Freak.
What are they? Let's do it quick. We got Boba Freak species. Let's start. No. Anzellan. Yeah, that's it. The species name is Anzellan. They are. Anzellan. They diet on insects. There you go.
Cool.
They have purple blood, says Wikipedia. Cool. There you go. The Anzellan. Cool. Look forward to him hugging the Anzellans. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of The Mandalorians. Don't forget.
Where do they hide his? Where do they put his little capsule thing between planets?
That one shot implied to me that he pops out down below, like he shoots out the bottom of his little thing and just comes out with it. They have a shot where it looks like he's just come out from under the ship. So I assume his capsule is under the ship, and then when they land, he goes, his little area, he goes down and out. Down and out. All right?
Okay.
Down and out. That's how I take it.
Down.
Down and out.
That ship is just full of tunnels.
Yeah. Down and out.
It's like the TARDIS.
Yeah. Don't forget you can listen to the rest of our Star Wars podcast on the Holocron's Entries podcast feed here on ExplosionNetwork.com. We also have going at the moment the Very Bad Batch. We're discussing episodes of the Bad Batch. You can check that out on the same feed if you're listening to it now. You can do that. Follow all of the Twitters over on ExplosionNetwork.com/Twitter. Join the Discord, ExplosionNetwork.com/Discord. And if you like this episode, thought it was worth $1, head on over to ExplosionNetwork.com/support. And until next week, we have spoken.